Okie dokie. I'm in charge tonight. All right, so we're talking about pain management tonight, and lots of pain management. We can have our headaches, pain with our stomachs, pains with our tendons, our muscles, our spine, and also post-operative pain that Karen's going to talk about tonight. So like we do every week, we're going to start out with some oils and deep breaths. So grab your favorite oil. It's tonight. I'm going to do wintergreen because these storms have been bothering me. Well, I was going to do wintergreen, but I have lemongrass on my hands. So I'm just going to do lemongrass because it's already there. All right. So with pain management, we want to be aware of our pain and everything that's going on. So everybody close your eyes. Did everybody put their oils on their hands? Yes. I'm a first timer on this. So cup your hands over your mouth. Take a deep breath in with your nose and out with your mouth. Another deep breath and out. You can't, it's like talking with a mask. I couldn't talk with my hands over my mouth. So be aware of your body when you are experiencing pain. Take deep breaths, inhale your favorite oils. Helps to relax, helps to get rid of that pain. For me, being aware of what's going on with my body in the past year and a half has really helped to improve myself. Making myself number one is what I have to do in order to take care of my family. So I had some lemongrass on my hands because my little girl was having some ankle tendon pain. So I'm going to talk about that really quick. This is actually my mom's new favorite oil, lemongrass. I have it because I have really bad tendon stuff. But I gave it to my mom because she had trigger finger surgery on 2 of her fingers. And not even 2 months after surgery, she woke up with her finger twisted. So I gave her some lemongrass. She would roll it on and it would stay straight for 2 days. She hasn't even gone back to the doctor for any more consults because what's the point? I mean, if the lemongrass is working, why subject herself to more surgery and the cortisone injections? Because it's only going to wreak more havoc on her. She actually just sent some to my aunt for arthritis, and she's loving it. And my cousin ordered a whole bottle of it for my aunt. Awesome. I'm going to talk about really quick headaches and menstrual pain, because for me, that's pain. And I have to have that managed. So Clari-Calm. Clari-Calm is a wonderful roll-on that can go on your back, across your abdomen when you're having those wonderful cramps that you have. Or if you have a moody preteen, I love to roll that on her when she was younger. And it would calm the nerves, but we're talking about pain. So cramping. I pulled this out last night because of premenstrual pain I was having. Been using it all today. Of course, with the hormones that are like flowing into my body and those wonderful rainstorms, I'm having headaches. So I am using my past tense. I am using the wintergreen in the shower in my conditioner. So I will shampoo my hair, put wintergreen in my conditioner, and then put it like right here where my head hurts. And it's usually always on my left side. And then I have been drinking some wild orange and bergamot tea today to help with my cramping. Also, for that time of the month, because I have something that's called endometriosis, and that's where the Clary Calm works really great for me. It then upsets my stomach also. So for stomach pain, I use the Digestin, and they also have it in a roll-on, and you can roll it on your stomach, or you can take it internally in a shot glass. I've been taking this for so long, it doesn't bother me. Some people absolutely hate it, but it does not bother me at all. And then the Adaptive helps a little bit too with pain. Has that copaiba in it. All right. Any questions? No? Okay. All right. Who's next? I'm not hearing anybody.
Hi.
There we go.
I had to find the unmute button.
Oh, okay.
Hi, everybody. I'm just going to talk about my personal pain that I was going through, some of this stuff that really had an effect on me, because I was going through a lot of different things before I found these oils physically. But one I want to really focus on is restless leg syndrome. I suffered from it since I was a kid, and I noticed a while back that it started acting up before I found these oils. And on my journey with these oils, I started using the Deep Blue rub on my legs, along with some yoga, some stretching. It really alleviated the pain for me, and it really just irritates you. I don't know if you guys have ever had it. It's very irritating and keeps you from sleeping. So once that's alleviated, you can get some rest. I also have arthritis, degenerative arthritis in both my knees. And so for a while, that obviously creates some issues, like days like today, you can feel it more. So for that, I like to always take my LLV. I know you guys have heard us talk about that before, but it's really part of my pain management as well, because it alleviates and helps me with my inflammation, which is usually where the pain is coming from. Thank you, Erin. And then also ingesting turmeric and copaiba. So I take copaiba already for anxiety, which we talked about before, but the beautiful thing about copaiba is it's also an anti-inflammatory, a powerful one, and so is turmeric. Now, I haven't been taking it for a while. I was taking it before I discovered copaiba, so that's another alternative, or you could use both, which is what I'm thinking about doing. I'll let you guys know, little science experiment. And doing the copaiba and the turmeric together to help with inflammation and just keeping the pain down. For me, I get a lot of swelling in my knees, so and I'm a fitness instructor, so that kind of is no bueno for my job. So I really have to keep that swelling down and that inflammation away. And my other one that I want to just highlight really quick, I have two more actually. So lemongrass, just like everybody else. I had a really bad tendinitis in my elbow. So basically a tennis elbow for a while. And it was very painful. It was so painful, like it just hurt to bend into a flexion with my wrist. And so I was doing the Deep Blue and the copaiba, but I still wasn't really getting the results I needed. Like the pain would go away, but then it would come back. So I kept doing this, and this was a while. I mean, almost 2 months. And then finally Monica was like, have you thought about lemongrass? I'm like, no, I haven't. So I added lemongrass to the mix, and now, I mean, it still bothers a little, there's an awareness, let's just say that. There's a teeny awareness, but it doesn't hurt anymore. And it was like the pain eraser. And then the other one I want to talk about, last one, is peppermint, because it's dual purpose. I like to use it for my migraines. It's really, really not only helps me through the migraine, because usually it's a real fight to get through, it helps me with the aftermath. So if you have never had migraines before and you aren't aware of how it feels, after we get done with the migraine, it feels like, I call it the migraine hangover, because it kind of feels like you've been hit by a truck and you're still in this like really hard recovery mode. And so what I've discovered is that peppermint has also aided me through that period of time and cut it in half when I do have to deal with a migraine. So that's my pain management. Deep Blue Rub, Copaiba, and turmeric ingesting, the Lifelong Vitality Pack every single day, and lemongrass and peppermint. And also, these are fantastic, just to highlight them. I just got them today because I got my box. But there's little sample packets you can pop in your purse, and you can just have on the go with you, or take them to the gym or wherever you're going. They're really nice to have. So that's it. And I'm going to hand it to Karen.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. I'm going to talk about neuropathy today. And I don't know, Tess, if you figured out your microphone or not, but chat. Put in the chat at least. Do you see how to do that? There's at the bottom, you can chat it out and you can add to the reasons. So Tess has been collecting kind of testimonials from different people who have been using cassia. My dad has had kind of, due to inflammation, a nerve caught in his knee, and he has a really hard time walking at times. And then I'm an arm sleeper, and I think just all those years of sleeping in a position that I shouldn't sleep, I've pulled this muscle here so badly that a nerve has been caught, and these two fingers go numb a lot just by like crossing my arms or little things like that. So we both started putting cassia topically. Now, when you read about cassia in the book, it'll say to add it to, coconut oil and dilute it a little bit. I've been putting it on straight. I love the warmth and the heat from it. And when I put it on, I get a very good night's sleep. I've also been putting it on my sciatic nerve, and I have been noticing that it goes away with that. So I started to do a little research, and I found out that really the difference between cassia and cinnamon is cassia is only antiseptic, where the cinnamon is the antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial. So they definitely have very, very different constituents. They're both from the bark of their plant. But what they have found is, and I'm going to read it to you from the website. When I started researching about neuropathy, I noticed that cassia is in a lot of the neuropathy over-the-counter products, turmeric and cassia. Acetyl L-carotene was in there, and some different compounds. And basically, it just said that research has shown that it's not an anti-inflammatory, but it tells your brain not to feel the pain. And so it's a pain inhibitor, basically. Yes, do you see what Tess is putting in there? She knows all that. And so I've been having this amazing pain relief. So if I use the cinnamon, consistently for a few nights, I won't have any issues. And then because you're not having issues, you forget to use it. And then all of a sudden I'll notice that I went several days before I have to use it again. So my issue is a little bit more complex, and I'm using turmeric and LLV and things to help the inflammation, which is probably the main source of the pain. I'm trying to sleep on my back or my stomach a little bit more. But I do have a solution to a really good night's sleep, which is just fantastic. And then when you look at neuropathy, people who have nerve pain due to diabetes or surgery or older age,
Okay, Karen was freezing last week.
okay, I'm back. Can you hear me? Okay. Tell me where I was at. Where was I at, Monica?
Okay, you were just talking about the pain.
Old age.
The pain.
Oh, old age. So yeah, so Cassia, for
Oh no, what's gonna happen again?
I need a new laptop. The second part I wanted to talk about is my mom had a hip replacement, and we put together quite an oil protocol for her. I think Tess helped her before surgery, and I actually had it written up, and we posted it on our pages way back when, in January of 2014. I found it. But if you're going to have surgery, we talked about doing DDR prime. And right now with the coronavirus going on, DDR prime is a really great supplement to take to boost your immune system. So she took that right up to the surgery date to support her nervous system, because we all know that if you go into surgery unstressed, you're going to do much better in the long run. So he would do the Aroma Touch. And if you want more information on the Aroma Touch, feel free to ask me. That could be a whole evening itself. And then he would do the bottoms of her feet with On Guard. In the day of surgery, he put On Guard on the surgical site as well. Post-surgery, when you wake up out of anesthesia, if you've been with a patient in the post-care, they'll have trouble breathing, high blood pressure, fear. And so with my mom and then my sister, who I was also with in surgery, we put a little peppermint on a tissue as they were coming out of the anesthesia. And both of them were like very grateful, saying thank you. They have no memory of it, but we're very grateful for lavender and peppermint. With lavender, the blood pressure would come right down. And with the peppermint, I think that you could get that feeling of getting your breath back. And then post-surgery, wound care, we did lavender and melaleuca at first, and we did it around the bandages until the bandages came off, and then we put it straight on the wound. And then the rest of the pain that comes along with surgery is that your muscles have to reattach to everything it's been cut away from. And that can cause a lot of spasms, that can just cause a lot of pain. And so I'm going to flip to the next one here. We really, through some testing, we found that clary sage was very, very effective. And probably the most effective for it was the nighttime pain where that spasm would just come on and really wake you up. But that clary sage really helped her a lot. Aroma Touch we used. And then we used, she drank water with a lot of lemon to help her body get rid of the toxin, any toxin buildup that she had, to help her. And then once a little bit out, once her skin wasn't so sensitive, she used the Deep Blue for muscle pain. And then we found out through her having the hip replacement is that they dislocate your knee 3 times while putting the hip in. And so you have all of that, knee pain. So once we found out that's why she was having that knee pain, we could address that separately from the knee. So we learned a lot about the oils. This is the cool thing. My mom was, let's say, 65 when she had her second hip replacement. This time, at 3 weeks, she was walking without a cane. And at 9 weeks, 7 or 9 weeks, I have it written down, she came to visit us on a 9-hour car trip to Virginia, which I thought was just outstanding and really due to the oils. So that's what I had to share today.
Thank you, Karen.
You bet.
Wow, I learned so much from you ladies. I swear I've taken all kind of notes because this is why I love doing this. We can learn from each other. And while we might do something similar, there's just so much more to learn, right? So we touched on a lot of different pain, and I'm actually going to talk about chronic pain and injuries because I get a lot of silly injuries. I'm actually nursing 2 right now. On my right side, I did sprints and I didn't warm up well enough, and that happened right at the beginning of all of this. Once everything got shut down, me and Renee are all right, we're gonna work out with these kids and every day, and we had a plan, and I just overdid it. So I'm still feeling that. And then I did a cannonball on the other day, and I cannot believe I pulled a muscle in my other leg. So my protocol is ice, oil, and stretch. And so I immediately go to my ice packs because that's going to bring the inflammation down. I unfortunately have suffered from chronic pain almost my whole entire adult life, and it sucks. And so I found what works for me. And so something like an injury, I immediately ice it. And then I put the Deep Blue, I put the Copaiba, and lemongrass. So I just started putting the lemongrass because Renee taught me about it. And then as we do, we remind each other, right? These 3 right here, this is a pain eraser. Seriously, so amazing. But I love hearing that cassia can help too. And that's that deep nerve pain. And that's something that changed my life. I have a full herniated disc in my neck. It was touching on the spinal cord. And for a 1.5 years, I had severe pain every single day. And that's what led me down kind of this rabbit hole of lifestyle. So one thing I have to touch on is yoga. Yoga has been so amazing at pain relief and keeping pain away. We've been working out really hard, and so my plantar fasciitis is acting up a little bit more. But having a regular yoga practice, full yoga, the whole thing, not just stretch, because I'm always on my dad about his pain, and they're finally, after years of me sending them all of these oils, they're finally using it. But he's like, oh, I do my stretches every day. But I'm like, no, yoga is different, because when we take that time and do the practice, we're getting so many benefits. And a lot is the mindfulness. So we've been hearing a lot about mindfulness, because when you're in pain, honestly, that's the only thing you can think of. I know that's how it is for me, whether it's headache, injury, it's the only thing. When you have pain, there's an awareness in that body part all the time. So being able to start here and start thinking that, seeing the pain dissipate, that's all part of the yoga lifestyle, the meditation, when we do the yoga poses, we're stretching our myofascia, which we need to do to keep it nice and loose and limber and hydrated, staying our best. So that's kind of my go-to: the ice, the oil, the stretch, repeat. And I truly 100% attribute being able to live. Now I live pain-free, and a huge part is because of these supplements. They get in there, there's the Alpha CRS is like a fire hose for your body, and it just flushes all of that inflammation. I can literally feel it. I'm so much more in tune with my body these days as well, so I can feel when things happen. Actually, I just feel like compelled to tell you what happened earlier, because so I was telling Renee about it. It's so crazy because, you know, we live in this different world where we have to wear masks now everywhere we go. And because I do suffer from anxious feelings, I literally could feel my body in the store. I have the mask on, and I went to her house right away after, and I was like, why am I not putting oils in my mask like I tell everybody else to do? Because I could feel it. Like, I told her I was going down the aisles, and like, I had to take the mask off and take a deep breath. And I was like, is this anxiety or lack of oxygen or what's going on? Like, but I could feel the sensations within my body, because that's how, I mean, I'm just really in tune now with what's going on internally, on a mentally, physical, and spiritual level. So that's my protocol. My oils, the ice, the mindfulness, believing that the pain will go away, breathing through the pain. Like when you talk about surgery, I'm like, oh, I've never had surgery, so I can't even imagine, because there's no way I'm letting anyone cut into my myofascia. But sometimes surgery it's all we have, right? So then we can use these oils and these amazing tools to help our bodies heal. That's what they do. They're not a fix-all. They support every body system so that we can naturally heal as we're intended to do, just like Wolverine and X-Men. So that's about all I have to say about pain, because nobody likes to deal with pain, and I have a whole protocol, and it stems from getting enough sleep, enough water, taking my supplements, keeping stress levels down. I know that's why I got that first injury, because I was really stressed out that day, and I felt it. I felt like, and then I'm still dealing with that weeks after. So it's all well-rounded, and I'm going to unmute if anyone wants to chime in, ask questions. Anyone else have anything else that come to mind as we?
I'm going to chime in because Karen actually recommended this for me, which I wish I had known when I had my shoulder surgery. Cypress.
Oh yeah.
Cypress and muscle spasms. Charlie horses. After I had my shoulder surgery, I had bicep Charlie horses. 3 o'clock in the morning. That is the worst pain. But I did use my oils and helped to move it out, but I didn't know about Cypress. After I knew about Cypress, I did have a Charlie horse right behind my knee, and I ran to my oil bag and pulled out my Cypress as I'm hobbling along and trying to rub it on my leg. Yes, and I used it until that muscle tensed out. So thank you, Karen. It was wonderful. But Cypress is also really good for Raynaud's disease. And the pain that you get, that nerve pain, so with Raynaud's disease, it basically the nerves and the blood circulation cut down in your fingers or your feet, and your fingers and feet turn purple. So I have actually mixed Cypress with a carrier oil and given it to my brothers to rub on their hands to rewarm their hands. A couple months back, I was at my dad's house, my mom and dad's. My dad had the same thing happen, and I sat there and I massaged his hands for him to try to get them with the blood circulating back in them again.
I've heard black pepper is really good for that too, if you ever get a sample of that.
I agree.
Me and Renee both used to have that, Raynaud's. We didn't
had
know
it pretty bad.
Right? It was
no idea.
And the crazy thing is we didn't treat it. That was just something that we would experience. especially like when we were runners, when we ran a lot. That's when my fingers would actually turn white and it would hurt. It would be like pins and needles. I didn't know what it was. But we don't even get it anymore. We didn't treat it, and we're like side benefits from the oils again. So it's pretty cool.
I need to convince my mom to add up all of the vitamins that she's ordering from Puritan's Pride and say, okay, Mom, it's cheaper to do these.
And more effective.
And
Better
more
for
effective.
you. Life transforming. What else? Because I did that. I did that for years, like ordering the best of the best supplements on Amazon, and then getting other supplements because this one doesn't absorb unless you take this one, and literally hundreds of dollars every month. And I didn't even feel better. I did not until these came in. We cannot talk about this enough. This is the first step. This is foundational. You start here, then you add the oils in. That's what I feel. I didn't do it like that, but now I know. Everybody bring out your oil, your LLB.
I love it. I love my LLB.
I can feel a difference, like a huge difference if I don't take it. I have
to
every single morning.
Mm-hmm.
Jill, do you have any questions for us?
Well, thank you for the information on the book. I was able to get it from the library so I could flip through it.
Yay.
I like to look at them before I buy books.
Smart.
I'm glad that they had it at the library. That's kind of exciting.
I know. I was like, what?
We have a very, very good library system here.
Nice.
Awesome.
I guess I'm going to just look at some more of the information. The Deep Blue Rub seems really interesting. I've got a lot of back pain.
Yeah.
Always.
It is amazing. And it's like, so there's this form right here. When I put this on, this is the warming one, right, ladies? This warms. But then the oil itself is cooling. So what's nice is you can actually combine both the oil and the rub and create this whole sensation. And if you have back problem, a lot of back pain, I like to put this on and then jump in the shower because the waters help penetrate the oils deeper in, and it just feels so good.
Monica, you got me on my the sugar scrubs. I actually made a sugar scrub with Deep Blue.
Oh, good.
And I keep it in my shower.
Ah.
So when I get in my shower, I can rub it on my shoulder. I can rub it on my back. I like to get tight muscles on my last rib, and I will rub it while I'm in the shower and let it sit, and then let the hot water run off and wash it all off. And I got a nice soft shoulder.
Yeah. Very invigorating, it sounds.
It is.
Good.
It also works for headaches when I'm in the shower, and I rub it on there all the way down.
Yeah, pain is a part of our lives, y'all, whether we like to admit it or not. I'm going to slow down in life, though, because I'm tired of these silly injuries. Getting too old.
Your fitness instructor.
What is that?
It's your fitness instructor.
It's not.
No, it's just who I am.
I don't know if you understand who you're talking to. It's not the fitness instructor.
Yeah.
So Tessa just said that for her back, she puts the oil on her yoga mat.
Ooh.
And then she rubs her back on it.
Oh, yeah.
And it helps to apply to hard to reach areas.
That's a good
That was surprising. I learned that in hot yoga because I put it on my feet, and then I laid, because I felt like I couldn't get enough air one day, so I put peppermint on my feet, and then when I laid down on the yoga mat, I got that cooling sensation all down my back, and I was like, oh, this rocks. And then the yoga instructor commented that she wanted a peppermint patty.
Nice. That's a good tip.
That's a really good tip.
Yeah.
No one seemed to mind.
Smells good. That's why.
Yeah, yeah,
Especially-
I'm sure it helped everyone. Peppermint's what I need to put on my mask too, like
Yeah.
to feel like I get air in and it's cooling when it goes in.
I'm
Well,
taking.
and it opens you up too.
Yeah.
You know, like it's so opening and refreshing.
Yeah.
Such a good one. I'm putting on Deep Blue right now.
I love Deep Blue. All right.
This thing, I was telling Renee, she got a new one. I was like, I think it's like 2 to 3 years old. 'Cause you
Yeah, I have a son
But
that
it's like hardly anything in there.
I have a son that plays football. So during football season, I had to share my Deep Blue and rub him down most nights. So I think we went through it faster. I think we go through faster our oils too, because my children are always getting my oils. And I'm like, where's my frankincense? You know, the precious, precious frankincense.
Mm-hmm.
Or citrus bloom. My son loves citrus bloom. I'm like, where's my citrus bloom? Bring it back. I need it.
You were saying they weren't using them, so
I know it's good.
now they're using it. Now they're stealing your oil.
Well, now they have to put them back where they found them.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
Yep.
Use them. but
Yes, they do.
Funny. All right, ladies, is that all we have to talk about today before we wrap up? Next week, we're talking about focus, right, Leanne?
I was just going to add,
Yeah.
Tessa asked if any of us had tried the kids line.
Yes.
And I have tried, for me, I used Thinker. And really quick, I'll just tell you a quick story, because there's always a story with the oils, right?
Always.
So my daughter, we were going through this whole ADD thing, and I had discovered that the Peaceful Heart blend or Peaceful Child blend really worked for me. But my daughter couldn't stand the smell because she really doesn't like vetiver. She doesn't like any of those woodsy smells, so she wasn't going to wear it. And then right after that, the kids line came out, and I got Thinker for her. And she's also on she was on the EOP program for ADD, so she had like special testing and stuff like that. So her teachers knew, and they were aware of what she was going through. So anyway, I was in touch with one of her teachers. She was helping me out. She was really struggling in this class to stay attentive and pay attention. And we got the Thinker. I said, take this to school with you, and just use it as much as you remember, you know? So I picked her up from school, and she was like, Mom, I can tell a difference immediately. Like, I know. So not only did she feel a difference, but then I got an email from that teacher, and she had no idea about the oil, but she had just responded to me and said, you know, whatever she did today, I don't know what it was, if she ate breakfast, if she got sleep, if she ate, you know, whatever it was, she was very attentive today. I noticed a huge difference in her behavior in class. It was the oil. Thinker. So I am very fond of the kids line for that reason alone, because, and my daughter is 17. She's not a little kid. So I always tell people that that's a great line if you are dealing with some family members or friends that are a little more sensitive to the oils, or they're more sensitive to the smells. Because for me, I'm like, pour it on me. I love all of it. So, but for a lot of people, I've found, you know, they just like a lighter fragrance, and the kids line is so great for that. So I feel like it's not just for the kids. It should be for everybody, because it's still going to benefit you regardless. But it's just a lighter scent. So that's my spiel.
That was amazing. I was blown away because I had gotten the kids line, remember? And
Yeah, you let me use it.
Yeah, we always experiment together. That's why we're doing this, because she's always like, let's do it. Let's just try some oils. I love the kids line, and I still have my same one. A lot of those, because you only use a little bit, and my family loves the calmer, the stronger mixed together with the peaceful heart. So like that combination together, if you ever smell it, so it's the peaceful heart, peaceful child blend. We call it peaceful heart. The calmer and the stronger, when we mix that, it smells so good. It's like honey. So that's what I would be chasing the kids down when they're running on the bus when we had school. Remember those days, back in the days, ladies? Remember school? We would be running down and I'm like, wait, get the stronger, calmer, peaceful heart. So it's like, got your emotions, I got the immunity boost, I got all of it, like all in one fell swoop. But the kids line is amazing. And I found too, that's what I'll introduce when people say the oils are too strong for them. Everyone's different, everyone's level of sensitivity. And so it's so wonderful to have so many different options when it comes to these oils, because because they're lighter, not as strong, that doesn't mean they're not as potent. They're just as potent, if better.
The Brave, is it more orangey or is it more spicy? Or do you remember?
I have it here. You can come smell it. I don't know. I can't remember offhand. I'll have to smell it and let you know.
Because I'm looking for something that's still orangey but not as spicy.
Yeah.
For my my friend's son. Wait, I talked about the wild orange on my live last night.
Yeah.
How I have a friend whose son loves it, and my friend's son was listening, and he's like, "Mommy, I want some of that."
Good.
So,
I'm happy to give a sample. You know, I'm begging people. I'm like, who wants these oils? We have so many. Just take it. Share the love. But yeah,
I recommended the Brave for him because he feels that if he has something like that when he's at like his day camp, he can go into his backpack and rub it on. It can make him feel better.
Oh, good. That's wonderful.
Totally off the pain subject, but thank you.
No, it's okay. All right, ladies, anything else? More to add? I'm loving this time. And you know, just so you know, I have people that can't make it. So they're like, send me the link. And so we're sharing this and it's reaching a lot of people. And then I just recently put them, the episodes that were recorded on your YouTube page so that we can continue to spread the love. And Tessa, keep us on point with the compliancy. It's so hard, right? Because we talk the way we talk, and these oils blow our minds. And like Renee said, there's always a story. I mean, if we could easily fill up a couple hours with testimony after testimony, powerful, super powerful testimonials because of these oils. So I'm just excited to continue to spread that. And on that note, we're going to say goodnight to everybody and hope you can join next week, 7 p.m., same place, same Zoomy. And that's it.
All right. Bye, guys. Good night.
Bye, everybody.